Imagine waking up in a body that's not yours, hearing voices that you can't turn off, and realizing your entire life has been a lie. That's exactly what happens to Billy Maximoff in episode 6 of Agatha All Along. This episode doesn't just pull at your heartstrings, it shatters them, taking us on a roller coaster of emotions as Billy fights to reclaim his identity. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we dive deep into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and explore every twist, turn, and magical surprise. And wow, do we have a wild one today. Episode 6 of Agatha All Along dropped this week, and I'm still picking my jaw up off the floor. This episode didn't just give us more Agatha Harkness brilliance, we got a deep dive into Billy Maximoff's complicated, tragic story. From past to present, from William Kaplan to Billy Maximoff, this episode was full of emotional gut punches and reveals that blew our minds. If you thought Agatha's tricks were impressive before, wait until you see what she's been cooking up now. William Kaplan's bar mitzvah and the sigil. Let's start with that opening scene. We flash back to William Kaplan's bar mitzvah, and at first, it's a heartwarming moment. His family and friends are there, celebrating him, and you can just feel the love in the room. It's clear William, or Billy, as we'll soon know him, has grown up surrounded by warmth and care. But Marvel being Marvel, things aren't as simple as they seem. Did anyone else catch the table centerpieces that look suspiciously like the trees from the Witch's Road? The production designers knew what they were doing there. Brilliant attention to detail. It's a subtle reminder that magic has always been part of Billy's life, whether he knew it or not. And then, of course, we meet Lilia, played by the one and only Patti LuPone, in a fortune-telling tent. First of all, I think we can all agree we're jealous that Patti LuPone didn't make an appearance at our own parties growing up. Her character tells William that he's about to embark on a long journey of transformation. A pretty classic fortune-telling setup, right? Except then, the lifeline on his hand splits in two and the lights flicker. That's when we know things are about to get real. Lilia's reading is more than just cryptic words. It's a sign that something bigger is happening with William. Or should I say Billy? This foreshadowing is done so well, and you can feel the tension building. But here's where it gets even weirder. Lilia puts a sigil on a block of wood and slips it into William's coat pocket, and completely forgets she did it. A moment that seems small at the time, but trust me, this sigil will play a huge role later. This moment raises so many questions. What does the sigil really mean? Is Lilia aware of its power, or is she just acting as a conduit for something bigger? And what's up with her memory loss right after? It's details like this that keep us hooked and coming back for more. The Westview anomaly and Billy's awakening now. Just when you think we're getting a sweet, nostalgic look at William Kaplan's life, things take a dark turn. His dad suddenly announces that something's happening with the anomaly in Westview. Yes, that Westview from WandaVision. The show is really pulling from the larger MCU here, and I love how they're continuing to tie all of this together. The family is driving home in a panic when bam, they crash into a tree. This is a real turning point for William, as it's here that he starts transitioning into Billy Maximoff. While his parents are frantically calling for help, William is badly injured in the back seat. The tension builds and we watch as he dies, only to wake up again, calling out for Tommy, his brother from another reality. This scene is heartbreaking. You can feel William's confusion, the fear in his parents' voices, and the weight of what's happening. But this isn't just a tragic accident. This is the moment Billy Maximoff's soul enters William Kaplan's body. From this point on, the story gets even more complicated as Billy has to grapple with his identity. He doesn't recognize his own parents, his surroundings are foreign, and everything feels off. The way they shot this scene, especially with the reflective window, really drives home that sense of disorientation. Billy's ability to hear his parents' thoughts adds another layer to his confusion. Imagine waking up in someone else's body, hearing voices that you can't turn off, and trying to make sense of a world that no longer feels like yours. It's no wonder Billy starts to panic. This moment is a key turning point in his journey, and I love how the show takes its time to explore the emotional impact of this soul swap. And let's not forget the little detail where he practices saying, "William Kaplan" in the mirror. It's such a human, relatable moment for someone who's lost touch with their identity. We've all been there, right? Maybe not swapping souls with a powerful superhero, but feeling out of place and trying to convince ourselves that we belong. This moment grounds the story in a way that makes Billy's journey feel incredibly real, even in the midst of all the magic. Billy and Eddie's relationship. The power of the sigil jump forward 3 years, and we see Billy in a relationship with Eddie, played by Miles Gutierrez Riley. Their dynamic is sweet, but there's clearly tension brewing underneath. Billy's still carrying around that mysterious sigil, treating it like a puzzle he hasn't been able to solve. But he's also hiding a huge secret from Eddie. When Billy finally opens up about the car crash and the day his life changed forever, we get a glimpse of just how much he's been struggling. He confesses that he's not really William Kaplan, but he doesn't remember anything before the accident either. It's a heartbreaking moment because we see how desperately Billy wants to figure out who he really is and how that uncertainty is affecting his relationship with Eddie. But Eddie? He's all in. After Billy admits he loves him, Eddie is unfazed by Billy's story. He even kisses him, which is both sweet and a bit surprising. Eddie's love for Billy feels genuine, but he's also a skeptic when it comes to all the supernatural stuff Billy is researching. Eddie, like most people, believes the Westview anomaly was just an Avengers training exercise gone wrong. But Billy's convinced it's something more, and he's right. We've all seen WandaVision. We know that there's way more to the story than just an Avengers training exercise. But watching Billy put the pieces together is fascinating. He spots runes in the footage from Westview, and suddenly he's got a theory that it's all connected to witchcraft. Enter Reddit. Billy finds a guy willing to meet him in a parking garage for some more answers, and we're on our way to meeting one of the most unexpected characters of the series, Ralph Bohner. Or should I say Randall? The return of Ralph Bohner, aka Randall, and Agatha's influence. Alright, can we talk about how hilarious it was to see Ralph Bohner again? Except this time, he's going by his real name, Randall, and the man is not doing well. He's paranoid, still traumatized by everything that happened with Wanda and Agatha. He describes what it felt like to be under Agatha's control. It's chilling. He talks about it like watching your life on TV but being unable to turn it off. It's a perfect metaphor for how helpless he felt under Agatha's spell. Ralph Randall also brings up how Agatha treated him like a puppet, which gives us more insight into just how manipulative and powerful Agatha really is. It wasn't just Wanda's hex that caused suffering. Agatha had her own brand of torture, and Randall's life has been a wreck ever since. But the real kicker? Randall warns Billy to stay away from Agatha. He's terrified of her, and for good reason. She's still lurking out there, and according to him, she's crazier than ever. But of course, Billy doesn't listen. He's determined to face Agatha, even after hearing all of Randall's horror stories. This sets the stage for the showdown we've all been waiting for. Billy versus Agatha, a battle of wits and power. Finally, we get to the big moment. Billy tracks down Agatha's house in Westview, and the tension is off the charts. As he sneaks inside, the atmosphere is thick with suspense. The way this scene is shot, with shadows, flickering lights, and eerie silence, it's classic Marvel magic at its best. Agatha is waiting for him, of course. She's been expecting this confrontation all along. And when she greets Billy, calling him Billy Maximoff, you can see the fear and confusion wash over his face. She knew who he was before he even did. But that's Agatha for you. Always one step ahead, always pulling the strings. Their conversation is intense. Agatha is playing mind games with Billy, manipulating him, taunting him about his powers and his identity. She even tells him he's just like her, that they both use their power for survival. It's a chilling moment because there's a grain of truth in what she's saying. Billy's been trying so hard to control his powers and figure out who he is, but he's also been using that power to protect himself, to survive in a world that's been turned upside down. The showdown between Agatha and Billy isn't just a battle of magic, it's a battle of wills. Agatha wants to break Billy, to make him doubt himself and his purpose. But Billy's stronger than she gives him credit for. Even though he's scared and confused, he refuses to let Agatha win. The power struggle between them is palpable, and it sets the stage for an epic conclusion in the final episodes. What's next for Billy Maximoff and Agatha Harkness? So what's next? The episode ends with Agatha teasing Billy, asking him what he really wants at the end of the Witch's Road. It's clear that the journey is far from over, and Billy's got some tough choices ahead. Will he embrace his powers fully? Will he give in to Agatha's manipulation? Or will he find a way to defeat her? And where is Tommy in all of this? The show has done an incredible job of balancing Bill. Personal struggle with the larger supernatural elements. We're not just watching a superhero story, we're watching a character grapple with his identity, his power, and his place in a world that's constantly changing. And as we head into the final episodes, I have a feeling things are going to get even crazier. But what do you think? Do you believe Billy will rise to the occasion and defeat Agatha? Or do you think she's going to get the upper hand? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Agatha All Along, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recap, theory video, or Marvel news update. We've got a lot more content coming your way, so stay tuned. And with that, I'll catch you in the next one.